button.
All right.
Well, good morning and happy July 4th to everybody here in the United States, and happy July 4th, even though it's not Independence Day, if you're joining us from Canada, US, Australia, Fiji, or anywhere else that you might be joining us from. I am super excited to have my good friend Beth from Goody Goods join me this morning. She graciously agreed to come and join us. She's been on the channel a few times before. Oh, what have I done wrong here? Oh, there we are. You got a lot of technical difficulties. Anyway, so that should now be fixed. So do you want to say good morning to everybody, Beth? Because we haven't had you here in a while, which is sad. And I'm just super excited to have you back.
Well, thank you for having me. When you messaged me, I was like, yes, I get to be on Sean's again. I missed you. I feel like life's just been so crazy over here. And it's just nice to touch base again after having Archie and everything. It's been 4 months, like we were talking about. And so, yeah, I'm happy to be here. Happy 4th of July, everybody. It's going to be a fun day. Get to start it off with sewing with friends. So that's a great way to start the day.
Oh, for sure. And I've managed to lose my Zoom, but that's...
No,
it's all right. I just can't... hang on. Maybe that's where it is. Exit. There we go. Now we're back. Okay. Thank you all. It's just, yeah, it's been one of those days. So let's say good morning to everybody that has appeared. And there's quite a few of you here, and I'm super excited to see each and every one of you. And then I'm going to show you what I'm up to in just a moment. Good morning to Nancy Gus, Brenda Foley. Good morning, Christine, Cynthia Maria Field. Christina's, I think I've already said her once. Jean Brittingham is here with us. If you haven't seen her channel, definitely check it out, along with Marie Scrappy Creations. Joyce Baker is here. Good morning. Christine Russ from Quilt Meets World says, good morning, Sean, Beth, and everyone. I'm glad his air conditioner might be actually working again. He's had issues with that at the worst possible time. Jan Johnson, good evening. It's good to see you, my good friend from Western Australia. I hope I'm not on too late for you. I know it's about 9 p.m. for you. Chloe Morgan, happy 4th of July. Good morning. Ingrid Bowers is here with us, and my little sister is here, Shelley Island. Happy 4th of July. I wondered why you were live on in the middle of the week, LOL. So yeah, it's just a regular day for her. It's 11 p.m. and she is part of the reason we're actually here today, because today I'm going to sew another one of these trash trucks. And you're probably sitting there thinking, okay, Sean, why are you going to make a rubbish truck? My sister's oldest child, my nephew from that side, I mean, I have an older nephew from Amanda's sister, loves trash trucks. Every time the trash truck comes up the street, he has to go outside and watch it. They honk at him and wave at him every time as they go by. It's just super cute. I've seen the videos, and we thought it'd be fun to make a quilt for his big bed that he'll be moving into later this year. And so she found this pattern by this lady. Her name is Alexandra Vogt, I think it is. My German is not great. She lives over in Germany. She has an Etsy store with all these different blocks, and this was one of them. And so I bought the pattern last night. It's a very well-written pattern. Once I cut it out, it took me about an hour to put this together. So I'm hoping I can put together a red one today during today's live. So that's the story behind the trash truck. It's a little unconventional, but we're going to have a lot of fun. Jan says, I love that truck. My grandson would love that. Where did you get the pattern? I will get the pattern, the link for you in just a moment. It's on Etsy. It's called Quilt and Nice Stuff. But yeah, I'll drop the link over there fairly shortly to you. There, you gotta love Russ. She says trash trucks are so cute. You should back up with two trash pandas. I love that idea.
Oh, cute.
I should put a raccoon on the back of one of them somehow. That'd be so funny.
Cute. Are you doing sashing on there? Because you could do like black sashing and look like roads and stuff. That'd be fun.
What I thought about doing, and I'd love to hear your opinion on this, is it does show sashing on it, but I thought it might be fun to put like a wheelie bin, or like, the ones they pick up.
Oh yeah.
In between. So you have a truck and then like a wheelie bin and then another trash truck and so forth. So maybe do that, and that maybe I could throw a raccoon in every so often. That might be fun
Yeah.
too. So I love that idea.
Have the raccoon popping out of the trash can. That'll be perfect.
Yeah, I mean, we can have some fun with this. The only problem with that is that I tend to get overexcited and make things too complicated. And my poor nephew will probably be getting probably graduate or getting, this might be his wedding present by the time I finish if we get too complicated. So,
or he'll get some king size quilt or something. It'll be
yeah,
cute.
we'll just have to rein in my excitement a little bit if we get too excited. But I think we'll have some fun. Maybe throw some trash pandas in and that sort of thing there as well. So what did you bring along to sew with us today?
I am working on a test for the snuggle puzzle. She's the one that did the really cute, like, I don't know if you remember the foundation paper piece, like mom and baby. And then I made
yes. Mm-hmm.
so she made another pattern, and she's kind of been on hiatus. And she messaged the other day the group of testers, and she was like, hey, does anyone want to do the snail? And I was like, yes, I want to do the snail. You can't tell because it's done in black and white, but it's sitting on a mushroom. And so I picked some really cute fabrics this morning to do it. And so I'm really excited. This is the mushroom fabric because I don't know, the cartoony, like red spotted mushrooms are just so cute, I think. And then this is like the inside of the mushroom. So I thought that'd be really cool together. It looks like hairs and I don't know. So I'm really excited to get
that looks fun. I like that.
Yeah.
Yes, so I'm going to start my sewing in just a second. I have, as you may have seen, you actually get to see me twice. You have my main view here, and then I've actually got one here at the sewing machine as well. So I'd love to hear what you guys think of this, because I thought it'd be fun for you actually get to see what I'm sewing along at the same time. Let's see. Shelley says magpies are the only thing that scab out of our garbage bins. A raccoon would be cute though. Magpies are it's a black and white bird. I think they have them in England and some other places. They're kind of like a mockingjay. I can't remember. Basically, they're fairly like a crow-sized bird. Very common in Australia, and they like to get stuff out of trash cans just like dingoes and that sort of thing there. But you got to watch them in the springtime because they will swoop you if you get anywhere within anywhere close to their nest. Any Australians here would know that as well. So
I'm not sure, but I feel like there are magpies in Colorado.
There could be. I think, I looked it up and there's I know there's magpies in the UK. I can't remember if there's some in the US and that sort of thing there as well. So Christine says I could applicate one of Tula's raccoons on the back of the truck. That's true. I don't have any, so I'll have to go source some of that stuff. But we'll have some fun with this. I think it'll be a lot of fun to do something, or I could just applicate I could make a little raccoon and applicate on there as well. So I mean, there's definitely some options, and I love hearing everybody's suggestions as well. So Pam is here from the Empty Nest Crafter. It's good to see you. So let's go ahead and we'll start get some sewing done before I get too distracted, which is always my part of the world. So Beth, let me know, what have you been up to recently? I mean, it's been a few months since I've had you on the channel, which has been way too long, but it's just you've been busy doing other stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to say that my long arming has really picked up. I finally got my website put together, so that was a really big milestone, and I've just been working my tail off trying to get quilts long armed and build my portfolio, and so it's been really fun. I've been doing a lot of that. I've been doing a lot of online swaps. I joined my first quilting bee, which I'm not sure. Have you ever done a quilting bee, Sean?
What do you call quilting bee? Because I've heard about 4 different definitions of it.
So this quilting bee there's a hive with 12 people, and then it's like a whole year, and every month there's a different queen bee from the hive, and she says, I want this block with these colors or this fabric, and then all of the other 11 people make that block for her and send it to her, and then by the end of her month she has 12 blocks, if she made one for herself, to make a whole quilt top. So, and you just kind of switch out. So my month is where I'm going to be the queen bee is December, because I was like, well, we've got like 5 birthdays in December plus Christmas. There's no way I'm going to be accountable for sewing blocks and, trying to get it done. So that's been really fun. It's my first quilting bee and I'm loving it. I think I'm going to join another one next year.
That's great. I mean, I've heard of quilting bees and that sort of thing there, but I wasn't quite sure what it meant, because I've heard like sometimes like some guilds are a bee, like if you get together and you just sit there and sew something together at the same place, it's a quilting bee. So I wasn't quite sure what the technical definition was. So yeah, I'm glad you explained that to me. That sounds like a lot of fun, and it'd almost be something you could do virtually as well if you were willing to mail stuff to everybody.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and it's a great way to meet people online. A lot of like the quilters on there are just so nice, and you kind of get to go from your stash and pull stuff out and mix and match stuff, because I'm really taking it as a challenge to just go from my stash as much as I can and make blocks that way. And I've seen that like doing that in the quilting bee, I'm doing it more in my personal projects, because I'm like, oh, that fabric that I see in that cabinet there that I'm going through for this quilting bee, that'd be great for this project. Or I'm kind of like remembering that I have some stuff. So it's made me better at using what I have versus just constantly going out and buying fabric for a project or.
Yeah. I think that's great. And I try and shop for my stash wherever I can for my projects. I mean, the majority of this project that I'm doing right now, except for, well, actually all of it, I haven't bought anything. I bought background fabric quite some time ago for the white, but yeah, I try very hard where I can to shop from stash, because I have a decent amount. I mean, I have more than a lot and then less than a lot too, but it's always good where you can shop your own stash, and it kind of works better if when because I'm working with solids, I can kind of just pick with that. It's a little easier, I think. All right, so let's just scroll back up here real quick. I had a couple of people say here. All right, Jan asked me to lower the camera so you can see what I can so you can see what I'm sewing. Is that working better? Is that a better angle for everybody? Pam says, if you watch both of the pics of me, the head's turning at different times. That's interesting. And then Marie's, okay. I want to be in a beehive, a quilt bee definition I have not heard of. Yeah, I haven't heard of that one. So that's a lot of fun. I think it'd be neat to do something like that myself, but I seem to have so much going on. I would worry that I wouldn't have time to keep up, and then I'd be letting everybody down. So I think for right now, I'm just going to live vicariously through you.
Yeah. Well, it's nice because you don't have to send them in until the very end of the month, and you can just work at your own pace too. Like some people have already done July's queen bee blocks, and I'm like, what? It's only the 4th. What are you talking about? You're mailing those out already. Like the first month I did really well, and I managed my time responsibly, and I got them out early. And then in June, man, I mailed them out like on the 29th. I was like, I got them. They're coming. And there's a lot of, as long as you communicate and everything, everyone is really nice and, understanding. Everyone understands that life comes up, or, last month we got hit with strep, and then, it was just never ending. And that really threw me off. And I was concerned. I was like, gosh, am I going to get all of the stuff that I have to get done with all these, sick kiddos? But it worked. We got it done.
I think that's great. Yeah, I joined a couple of different things. There's the craft swap with Lisa Marie that I did last year, and that was a lot of fun, but that just took a lot of time for me, which I didn't really have. And then I've done a couple of swaps with Quilts on Tour, and that was a lot of fun, where you made 12 of the same block and you sent them out. So it's kind of similar to what you're talking about. Yeah. But the last one I did, I was about a week and a half late, and I was like, I can't do this again. Like, I just felt terrible. Like, yeah, people are understanding, for sure. But I was like, yeah, with everything else I have going on, with my full-time job, which gets in the way of my sewing.
Oh, yeah.
And, producing all my videos and everything else there, I was just like, it might just be best if I just stop for right now. I mean, it might be something I do in the future.
Definitely.
All right. So someone was asking me about the third view on the Zoom. I was able to hook now I'm broadcasting from a laptop, which is nice because you can actually see me. And then the second view I have is of the sewing machine. I thought it'd be nice for everyone to be able to see what I'm currently sewing, because it's almost impossible to have a view where you can see myself and what I'm sewing. So I thought this was a good way to be able to show both. And I would love to hear your input on that as well. Okay. Angela says, I'm watching the sewing bee on television here in England. It starts with a number of sewers and one gets knocked out each week until there is a winner.
That's cool.
Now that would be a wonderful collab idea. We should get 12 content creators together and have some sort of challenge, and the viewers vote each week and knock somebody out until we have one winner. Now I know I'd probably be the first one kicked out. That'd be okay, but that would be one. That would be one excellent collab. So we might, I don't know, if it's something that people are interested in, we might have to do that. Brandy says her job also gets in the way of her sewing. Mona likes the new view. If I missed anybody or I missed a comment, I do apologize. Just if you have a question, just maybe tag me in it and ask again. Because yeah, there's a lot of moving pieces. I'm talking and trying to sew, and yeah. It's not easy. So how's Mr. Archie doing?
Oh, he's great. He is rolling around now and he's so strong. He can lift his whole head up and he's so strong. Like, oh my goodness, he's so strong. He's going to be walking tomorrow, I promise. And then he's going to get his driver's license the next day. He's just grown up so fast.
The kids always do. All right, so let's see. We've got that. Where'd that go? Oh, it's right there, and I've done that part.
He is the like quilt shop baby. Some quilt shops have like dogs and stuff, but my quilt shop has an Archie, and so every time I go there for work or I go there to shop, all of the girls working are like, "I'll hold him. Do you want me to hold him?" And he just loves them all, and he goes to guild meetings, and he's got a ton of mamas and aunties there who are like, oh, they just dote over him. It's the best. And then I took him to Quilt Fest, and oh my gosh, he was just a star. All the women loved him so much.
So let's talk about Quilt Fest a little bit more. That was the your first quilt show or festival that you've been to, correct? There in the Kansas City area?
Yes. I mean, I went to a guild show a couple years ago, but it was not like a festival. I mean, it had some quilts and then it had a few vendors, but it wasn't like a full on thing. And so, yeah, that was my first oh my gosh, I can't even explain the experience. It was amazing. I did film, I'm sitting on some footage there. I was going to make a video. I still will make a video, but I went to start editing and then the kids went crazy one day, and so I was like, okay, shut the laptop, we're gonna do this later. And then Louise walked up and took my hard drive out of the computer, so it'll get there. But yeah, it was a really fun time. I went with my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law, and I took Archie all 3 days, and we saw some just amazing quilts, and we saw a ton of vendors, and we saw Tula Pink. She was there.
I know, I was gonna say, you met some pretty famous people, right?
Yeah, Adam So Fun was there, which I was really excited about because he was at my local quilt shop for a handy quilter event the day that I had art. I was like so planning on like fangirling over there. And then I was like, oh no, I'm having a baby, so I want people to meet Adam So Fun. And so seeing him at festival, I was like, oh my gosh, you're here. And he was so nice. He was like, I was like, can I please take a photo with you? And everyone was so nice about photos. I felt kind of guilty after the fact because I was like, oh, they're probably just trying to live their lives. And then there's some random old me going, hey, can I take my photo with you? But they were very gracious with their time. And yeah, it was really fun. I'm definitely looking forward to going again. And then I kind of want to go to the Houston one. The Houston one sounds like the biggest one.
I know, and I've thought about that too. And I mean, like I've even looked into airline tickets because there is a nonstop flight from the airport near here down and back. So I was like, realistically, I could do it. I mean, I could fly down on like on a Friday, go see that because I think the flight leaves here at like 6 o'clock in the morning. It gets down there at like 8:30. I mean, I could probably be banging on the door when they open. Go see the show, maybe stay overnight, go day two, and then fly home that night. So I mean, it's doable. The only problem is that flight's about $700. So I'm sitting there
Yeah.
thinking, okay, is it worth it? So
Yeah.
I think with QuiltCon being in Raleigh next year and the Mid Atlantic Quilt Festival, like 15 minutes up the street, I think not next year, so maybe 2025. But yeah, Houston is on my list. It's on my radar. And I'll make it down there one day. So we will see. But yeah, you seem to find all the famous people. I mean, you've had that wonderful interview with Angela Walters. You've met Tula Pink. I mean, is there really anybody else that you haven't come across yet?
Well, to be fair, Kansas has a just incredible quilting community. We've got Missouri Star, we have Liberty, we have Quilting's My Therapy, we have just these amazing quilters out here. And just having that festival out here, I mean, a lot of them come out. Like I wasn't expecting Tula to be there. And I was fortunate to get her signature. So I have a piece of her fabric signed because I went to the quilt walk in Liberty no, not 2 years, last year with my mother-in-law, and Tula was there and she was signing stuff and taking pictures and stuff. And I don't know, I'm just lucky because of where I'm located. I feel like Kansas really doesn't get enough credit for just how many wonderful like quilt shops are here and quilters. And technically, I know Missouri Star Quilt Company is in Missouri, but
It's close enough.
Missouri is always like we always are lumped together anyway. Like it's always Kansas City, Missouri, or Kansas City, and it's really in Missouri. So I don't know. We're just lucky, I guess, for where we're located.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Someone was asking about moderators. I do have some, but I don't think any of them are here today. But I'm kind of monitoring the channel as well. Is there a link or anything else that you need? I think a lot of the people that have channels can just put in their name with an exclamation point in front. I don't think I have Marie's on there yet, but I need to do that. But most folks, I have like exclamation point Beth, which I'll stick in here real quick. Will be, oh, hang on, not wrong screen. It's the only problem when you got like 4 windows open. Yeah, I might have to come out to Kansas City one time for one of these festivals because that seems like a really, really fun festival from what you have talked about. And I know like getting a video together seems easy enough, but like once you edit it and get the right footage in and everything else, it takes time. And then, like you said, like I know of mine, I don't have little kids running around, but yeah, as soon as I try and record something, the dogs decide there's a squirrel outside or something they have to go and annihilate. So you make me feel better knowing that's not just me.
Oh yeah, no, I give total credit to all the YouTubers. Like I feel like I'm not even an official YouTuber because I really just go on lives and it's like just like a social hour. But like the YouTubers like you always have videos like consistently and you have them going, you have them ready. And I'm just like, I cannot keep up with that. That's so much work. And I feel like it takes me like 2 hours to edit something to the point where I'm like, okay, this is good to upload. And then even then I'm like, ooh, I don't know if that's really that good. And so, I mean, it takes a lot of time and effort and resources. So you're killing it. You're doing a great job.
Well, thank you. And editing is one of those things like you could sit there and spend all day on it, but you've got to sit there and just find that sweet spot between it being perfect and what you can live with, because I can spend 6 hours editing a video, or I can, and making it absolutely perfect and television studio worthy, or I can just spend, 60 or 90 minutes on it where it looks pretty decent. And I can spend those next 4 hours sewing and then have more stuff to show people next week. So you've got to sit there and just kind of find that happy medium that you can live with. And at the end of the day, as long as the viewers are happy, that's all that really matters.
Yeah.
And I think I've done this backwards and I just don't care enough.
Yeah, I've already got the seam ripper out once. I put a piece on too early.
Yeah, I swapped the yellow and the orange around, and I'm not changing it because it looks just fine. So we will move on with that. Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
Those pieces can go there. Oh, hang on. That's what I'm doing wrong. Okay. But yeah, I mean, you do primarily lives now, correct?
Yeah, I feel like they're just easier for me. And with my schedule, I just don't have like my life is not something where I can be like, okay, I'm gonna go live or I'm gonna do a video every time or even a live. Like I cannot schedule. If I'm coming on, it's just a random, okay, I'm going on live. It's not really, I'm not good at scheduling. I just feel like there's so much that pops up in our life, just like anybody else. But with the kids, it's just
Yeah, it's
so chaotic. There's no set schedule over here. We're just winging it. We're just winging it.
hey, and I mean, it works for you. You know, like the viewers love seeing when you come on. So, you know, like you do you. Like it's great to have a schedule because in that way the viewers can see, you know, okay, well, 8 o'clock Saturday morning we go visit Sean, you know, and that sort of thing there. But you know, with 4 kids, it's like you said, I don't know how you do it. Like it was hard enough me keeping track of 2 dogs and a 17-year-old kid when we had our exchange students here. So, you know, it's having 4 little ones under the age because they're all under 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it's
There you go.
pretty crazy. I'm just trying my best because I feel like I'm pretty active on Instagram because that's something that I don't have to like prep for, right? Like I don't have to record something and then edit it and then put it on, or I don't have to go like schedule something. I feel like I can just pop on there. And part of my job is I have a job where it's just on Instagram. I post on Instagram for my local quilt shop. And so I'm always on Instagram. And then I feel so guilty because I'm like, but my YouTube's all the way over there. And all my friends who are just on YouTube, I feel like I've just been so far away and it stinks. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the first little part. This is supposed to be orange.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you could alternate it, do like yellow, orange,
That's,
yellow, orange.
I know that's what we're going to do now. You know, we're just going to make it up, and then this part will go down the bottom. So yeah, the orange and the yellow are just reversed, but you know, it's okay. I'm not worrying about it. I am not pulling out my friend who shall not be named because it's just not that big a deal.
Well, you know that the 2-year-old's gonna really pick that apart, Sean. He's gonna be like, you know what? This is not the right color here.
And then if he does, I'll say, okay, well, thank you for your input, and you know, here's a sewing machine. You know, have fun with it.
No, this is the point where you just say it was a creative decision. You wanted to spice it up a little bit.
Yeah, that's kind of how it was with the. I don't know if you saw it on the other day. I was talking about the gnome that I did, and I messed his beard up.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to go out and then back in, but I did like a sawtooth. And I looked at it and I was like, hey, it looks fun. You know, it's different. It doesn't look bad. No one's ever going to know. The only one's ever going to notice probably is Kim Moose from Cotton Cuts who designed it. And I don't think she's going to care. So, you know, I just left it. I thought it looked just fine. So sometimes you need to pull out our friend who shall not be named, and sometimes you just leave him in his little cubby and just live with it.
Go about your day.
So
shaping up pretty well. You can kind of see the mushroom taking form and then the little snail body.
Oh, wow. And you started that this morning with us?
Yeah, I did another piece. So this is like the stem. And so I think those go together like that. So this one was a quick piece. It was only 3 pieces of fabric, but I picked a big hefty one for the live so I could maybe get a big section done.
You're like the FPP ninja.
Hey, don't say that because I'm going to start needing that tool that should not be named. You're going to jinx
yeah. I mean, I should have pulled it out, but I'm not going to. I'm just leaving it as it is. Jan says she misses watching you, Beth, and Courtney. Used to love watching the 3 of us. Yeah, we do need to get Courtney back on together and do something together in the near future. So I think she's going on vacation soon. So maybe we'll have a chat to her when she gets back, because I think she was supposed to go on a cruise last year, and then she got the illness that shall not be named.
Yeah.
And she wasn't able to go. And I mean, my heart just hurt for her because that was not fun.
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't even feel bad. And just want to make sure I'm using her.
Wasn't it a family trip too? Like she's going with family. So that was also a bummer.
Yeah, so I think like her husband and her daughter was able to go, and she stayed. I think she ended up going on like a camping trip or something with her grandmother, so she was able to make the best of it. Yeah. But yeah, it still wouldn't have been fun to watch everybody else go off into the ocean and have fun, and you getting stuck there. So yeah, we'll definitely get in. I mean, I talk to Courtney every so often as well. You know, we're all just super busy. I know her long arming is keeping her very, very busy. So, but yeah, I think it'd be fun for us to do something, the three of us together, even if we can't find 12 content creators to do this elimination challenge. Maybe we can find like 3 or 4 of us and do it that way and bring Courtney on that.
Yeah.
The more I think about it, I think I like this elimination challenge. You know, I just hope there's no hurt feelings at the end of it when someone gets, voted off the island.
You say you're going to be first. I say I'm going to be first.
Well, if it's FPP, for instance, then yeah, I'm hosed.
I don't know if you can hear Archie, but he might be a co-star here for a little bit. He's not too happy with life right now. I hear him up there.
Cut this too long again.
Bring him down.
Yes, I did. Okay.
I don't know. Right. Might beat me out for FPP Queen. She has just been on a roll lately with foundation paper piecing.
Sorry, who was that?
Donna. She's been.
Yes.
Hey, what's wrong? What's wrong? We got a sad baby over here. Hey. Got a sad baby.
All right. So Marie says, editing my videos and prepping them for YouTube generally takes me longer than actually filming it. Amen to that. I think most people who watch YouTube that aren't creators might neutralize the time it takes or minimize. Yeah, I mean, I know my podcast, for instance, it takes me about 15, 20 minutes to film it because there's a lot of takes where I redo it again because, again, I don't have to be perfect, but I want it to sound somewhat coherent because you just never know. Like, this might be the only time someone comes on to watch the video, and if I sound like a bumbling idiot, they're going to click, next or someone else's. So, yeah, you want to make a good first, because you only have one chance to make a good first impression. So you want to make it sound somewhat coherent. But yeah, by the time you edit it and everything else, I mean, it probably takes, I've gotten better. It's not as long as it used to be, but I'd say probably 2 hours to produce a 10-minute video would be about right. Now, the time lapses and stuff for the cotton cuts that I've been doing, those things go together pretty quick, thankfully. But yeah, some of them do take quite some time. Pam says, easy fix for that, Marie, don't edit. Some of us like editing. Like I know Stephen from Bland Designs, he says he doesn't edit. Becca loves editing kind of like I do. Yeah, we're all just different. So yeah, some of us like editing, but yeah, if you don't want to edit, don't edit, just you do you. So Ange says, cute to see Archie, how he has grown. Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was Archie or Louise, like he's grown a lot. So
yeah, I think he's having an upset tummy right now.
Oh, that's no fun. Lisa from Local Quilter says, hi, all driving by and hitting the like button. Catch you on the replay. Happy 4th of July. Be safe. Thank you for stopping by. Russ thought he would be first to be voted off. So yeah, now we're getting potential participants in this. We might actually have to make this a thing. So we'll have to come and sit down and think about the logistics and everything else. So, but that might be fun.
People in the comments right now. Pop in the comments, like, what would you want the challenge to be? Like, what kind of challenge would you want to watch? What should we compete for? Like, set the boundaries, set it for us.
Yeah, and then we'll maybe we'll make this work. This might be a good, collab between several of us. And then, yeah, now I've got some ideas in my head. So now you've got me thinking, which is good. Let's see. Laura says she's not that keen on editing either. Yeah, I mean, I mean, if you have a channel, I say do it your way. Like whatever makes you happy, do it that way. If you don't like editing, just record and throw it up. That's how my wife does her podcast. She starts from the beginning and she has one take from start to finish. And her podcasts are anywhere between 45 minutes and an hour long. I was like, I don't know how you can do it in one take. Like I do my 10-minute video and there's about 25 takes and 20 of those you don't see. So yeah, or you can do what Beth does and do mostly lives. I mean, yeah, you do you. So whatever makes, Russ says it's because he has the fewest videos. I think, yeah, that doesn't really have anything to do with it at all, I wouldn't think. So, all right, let's see. Now we can start making the wheels. And I try and chain piece whenever I can because I find it makes the whole process go a lot quicker.
Oh yeah. If I can chain piece a block, it's like a dream.
Yep. Like I also have to go up and down the pattern sometimes because I'll go to the next section with chain piece so I can come back and do the final piece. So it's like an ADD dream, but all right. So let's see. Haven't seen Courtney on YouTube for a while. Yeah, she should be coming back soon. She had some other stuff she had to take care of first. So, but she should be fun. Jan says I'm going to do the garbage truck here. I need to duck on a second and pull that link up real quick for y'all so that way. But yeah, this lady she's a lady from Germany. She has all these different patterns. I mean, she has all these different vehicles. I think there's a couple of hundred, I think, altogether of these blocks, and you can either buy them as a collection. So like there's all the construction vehicles together as a collection, or you can buy the individual blocks like this. And I think I paid like $3.38 US for this pattern for this one block. So if you only need a couple of blocks, I mean, you know, if you want to make a thing full of trash trucks or you want to do like an excavator and a backhoe or something like that, you can kind of pick, I like that you can kind of piecemeal it together and just buy the blocks that you want instead of having to buy the entire collection. But if you want the entire collection, that option is also available to you as well. So let me go duck and grab that real quick.
Did you find her on Etsy?
Yes, she has an Etsy store. She has a website as well, and it is called quiltsandnicestuff.com. I might just go there, it'll be easier. I should have put it in the description if I was a smart man, but today I am not.
Well, it's early.
It's early.
Haven't had your coffee yet.
Accept all. Okay. Now it goes through. Yeah, she has all sorts of cool stuff. Like there's one here I'm looking at right now that's a car carrier, there's excavators, there's all sorts of stuff. I'll grab the shop link, it'll be the easiest thing. And that way you guys can just go and look and see all the cool stuff that she has. I've seen this lady's stuff before, and all right. Oh, come here. But I haven't had any real need to use it. And then, okay, that'll work. Okay, so I'm going to throw this in the chat now, and then I'll add it to the description later on for anyone watching the replay. But that is the link to her Etsy store. It looks like her patterns are about $3.28 a pop US. You're probably looking at about $4 and some change. Oh, that's beautiful. Coming together. You're doing such a great job with that.
Thank you.
Yeah, maybe $4 some change Canadian. Little under $3, £3 if you're in the UK, and I think it was like $5.25 Australian. So I mean, for each block, I mean, it's not a bad price. The patterns are very well written. It shows you step by step. Even if you haven't done stitch and flip before, it will show you how to do it pretty quickly. It's a wonderfully written pattern. And it's very picture based. Like if you need a lot of text in your patterns, this is not the pattern for you. But if you like picture patterns like me, this is like a dream for me. So yes, very big fan of this, and it won't be the last pattern of hers that I buy.
Yeah, I can't do patterns that have a ton of words. I look at it and I'm just like, I can't sift through it. If it's too many words, I just can't even read it, honestly. I'm just like, I need pictures. I need it to be blocked out too, to where it's like step by step instead of like a big paragraph.
Yeah.
I
And
can't
that's
do
like,
it. It messes with my mind.
yeah, we were talking earlier about the Judy Niemeyer pattern that I'm going to do later in the year. And that was like, it was like reading the book full of text. And I'm like, I'm not even touching this. It's something that we got to be doing later on with Donna over at Handmade by Ying. And she's got to teach us how to do it all. I opened the pattern. I opened the pattern. I looked at all the text. I put it back in the box and I said to Donna, I said, look, thank you for suggesting this. You better teach me how to do this right because I'm not reading this pattern. It's way too much. And she'll do it. She'll do a great job with it. You know, she's a wonderful teacher with FPP. She has a great setup where you can just follow along. And I'm looking forward to trying this because it's like a mariner's compass, which is something I've always wanted to do. But yeah, I'm going to need her guidance because that thing is just, it's almost like stereo instructions is probably the easiest way to explain it. Anne says she loves the block that you're doing, Beth. Susan Yearout says, good morning, Sean and Beth. Marie says, thank you so much, Sean and Beth. I really need to get going. I'm working on a sewing project with some video editing to do later on. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Well, thank you so much for joining us for a little while. I'm going to be doing some of that myself later on, but I just wanted to hop on for a little while and hang out with all my friends since I have the day off, which is nice. All right, Jan says, I just checked it out. I'm sold. Yeah, she has so much fun stuff. Go check out her stuff. I am not an affiliate. I am not paid by her. I just am just a fan that's found this stuff. Well, actually, my sister suggested it to me, even though I'd seen it before. And I'll probably be a lot of fun just to sit here and make one of these together, you know, with you guys. I don't know if I'll finish it this morning, but because I keep getting distracted. But, you know, we'll make it work. Good morning, Mary Jo. It is good to see you. If I missed anybody else hopping in, I apologize. Jan says she has a grandson tomorrow as it is school holidays, so we'll get him to pick up the different ones he wants. Oh, that'd be a fun idea. I like that. Laura says you might be able to find a couple of cool patterns for Mr. Archie. That would be fun.
Oh, so, yeah.
Yeah, Laura says, I can imagine the garbage truck would make a lovely boys quilt, and that's exactly what I plan on doing with mine. We got to put about 12 of these together and make it into a, because my nephew is 2.5. He's going to move into his big boy bed later in the year. So I'm going to try and make this quilt, finish it in time. And you'll have to keep me accountable on that. So that way he can have a nice quilt with all these trash trucks on it. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun to do that. All right. So where did I put my next piece of fabric? There you are.
So lucky to have such a fun uncle. Oh my gosh, I would have been so happy to get quilts. Growing up, my grandmother gifted me 2, and they were just the best things ever. And they weren't like trash truck ones, you know, they were different ones. But to have like a custom quilt based on what you love, that is so special.
Thank you. And I just like, you know, I'm getting to the point now where I've made so many quilts that I need somewhere for them to go. So, you know, I'm happy to do charity quilts and that sort of thing there as well. But, you know, if there's a family member or a friend would like something in particular, then yeah, I'm happy to do it because it gives me a reason to try a new fun pattern. Like I don't know, I would have tried these if not for the reason. Like my sister's also the inspiration behind the koala quilt. I'd always wanted to do an Elizabeth Hartman pattern and just never found the time or the inspiration to do it. And then when my niece was getting ready to be born, she's like, can you make this or something similar? And I'm like, absolutely. You know, I wanted to try this for a while. And now you've given me a chance to do it. So thank you very much, Shelley. I appreciate your inspiration and that sort of thing there as well, because it is very, very helpful. Okay, so let's see. Okay, Mona's she says, good night, going to sleep. Is it night? I thought it was daytime here in the US. Okay, but maybe she's just sleepy. I'm confused, but that's okay. Susan says, I have 9 New York Beauty blocks done for my summer project. I've heard about the New York Beauty, and that thing kind of terrifies me. So I might do it one day, but for right now, I'm just going to watch you guys make it and have some fun with that one there. That's not for me just yet.
New York
But maybe one day.
It's gorgeous. Oh my goodness.
Oh, they're beautiful. Yeah. Good morning, Melissa. It's good to see you this morning. Happy Independence Day. Happy July 4th, depending on where you're from. This is my friend Beth. If you haven't met her before, she has her own channel, Goody Goods. And I've been a big supporter of hers pretty much from the beginning, I believe, right?
Yeah, from the very beginning. Gosh, yeah. I can't believe it's been over a year now. Isn't that insane?
I know, right? Yeah, no, watched your first video and I was like, you know what? I think this lady's going to do some fun stuff. And I've been right on that. So
yeah, we need to all meet up at some festival. I don't know if I'll be at the QuiltCon this year, but I'm definitely going to the one in Arizona after North Carolina. It's going to be in Phoenix again. And so
yeah,
if you go, let me know, because I would love to meet a lot of people there.
Yeah, Phoenix would be nice. I'd love to go back out to the desert, but that's just it's a long way. And with how airlines are right now, it's kind of like playing Russian roulette if you actually got to make your flight or not. I don't know about that. I might have to stick to within driving distance. I think I prefer to drive 18 hours to Kansas City than try and fly to Arizona right now. So
that's
we will see. All right, Carissa is here. She says, I was late to the party. What are you all working on? Good morning, Beth. So I am working on this wonderful block. It is a trash truck, of all things. It is going to be part of a twin size quilt for my nephew, who is 2.5, and he is just absolutely fascinated with trash trucks. So I made this block last night, and I'm making a second one this morning with a red truck. So that's what I'm working on. And then Beth is working on a really fun FPP project, foundation paper piecing, for anyone that doesn't know that. And it's a mushroom, correct?
Yeah, it's a little
or snail. I'll get it right in a minute.
Yeah, it's a little snail on a mushroom.
Oh, okay. So I get partial credit.
He's so cute. So I just finished the bigger part of the mushroom. So here's the top of the mushroom, and then there's the bottom of the mushroom. It's gonna
that's so fun.
And then right now I'm working on part of his shell. So I'm excited. This is gonna be really cute. I love pulling fabric for FPP because you look at the fabric so differently than you do with traditional. You're like, oh, that's great texture for this part. Oh, that looks like grass, or this could be pebbles in a beach or something. So I think it's really fun to pull fabric for foundation paper piecing. It's like my favorite thing to do. And then when I start pulling fabric for traditional pieced quilts again, I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, it's still fun and creative, but you don't look at it the same way.
Yeah, and I'm kind of the exact opposite. Like traditional piecing, I can pull fabric all day and be just fine. But I bought one of those legit kits for Toasty the Dragon, and I have to go buy the fabric for that, and that absolutely terrifies me because I don't know what I'm doing with it yet. So we'll just have to see. Maybe we'll have to have you come over.
Yeah.
I think what I'm going to end up doing is taking my wife with me to the fabric store and having her help me pick the fabrics out once we get around to it, because she has a wonderful eye for fabrics as well. So that might end up being what we do.
That's a fun thing to go do together.
Oh, it is. Yeah. And she just doesn't want, because she'll find stuff that I won't even think of, and it just looks absolutely gorgeous. So, all right. Carissa says she is paper piecing wonky houses. That is awesome. Yeah. I can paper piece, but I'm definitely more a traditional quilter. I prefer to do the traditional blocks. I really, really like these stitch and flips that we're doing right here. So, but I'll be doing some FPP projects later in the year. So a little bit of both.
Oh, you are gonna be doing plenty with a Judy Niemeyer. You're
Yeah,
gonna be
if I
like,
finish it, if I don't, it may be coming your way.
oh man, those things are just gorgeous.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to seeing you guys work on that.
yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, so I think that starts in September, if I remember correctly, which is
Wow.
also when I start the Alice in Wonderland with Art East. So yeah, it's gonna be busy. Never a dull moment. All right. So right now we're making the wheels. Grab 2 more grays. Okay. All right, Laura says, okay, so that's a good question, Jan. Jan asks is this traditional FPP? It is all traditional. There's no FPP in this block at all. It's very similar to like the Elizabeth Hartman's East project. It's all I've got a piece of it's traditional piecing with a lot of stitch and flip, which I prefer. I know Jan's a big fan of FPP, and that's great. But yeah, this doesn't scare me nearly as much as trying to do it that way. But yeah, I did this last night, and obviously it takes me longer here because I get distracted and that sort of thing there. But it took me about an hour to make the block last night. So once you get going, it goes together pretty quickly. Good morning, Stephanie. It's good to see you. All my friends are here this morning. All right, Sheila is here. Good morning. Yeah, Jan, I'd love it if you'd tell me which blocks you and your grandson end up picking out. That'd be a lot of fun to hear what you guys pick out, and I'll look forward to seeing pictures of it once you put it together as well. And then they also have, well, at least with this block, and I would assume it's the same as the others, they have 2 different block sizes. There's a 9-inch block and an 18, and I'm doing the 18 because I figured if I made 9-inch blocks, I'd be there until the end of time trying to finish it. So they'd have to make 4 times as many. So, yeah, not my idea of fun. Okay, so we have all those little pieces. These are all like just little flying geese or flying gooses or whatever. We had that conversation once upon a time.
Yeah.
Mary Jo says she likes both FPP and traditional. Jan says she's going to do an Aussie flag again, but I'm going to my local printing shop and enlarge the pattern. I'm so grateful for Beth for doing that pattern for me. Absolutely. I need to try that sometimes. Beth made a FPP pattern with the Australian flag last year, and Jan tried it out and it looked absolutely gorgeous. So that's one of those things, once I get some better skills, I might have to give a go sometime.
Oh, it's a good one. It just goes together. You've got just the tiny little stars, and then everything else is bam, bam, bam. You can do it.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do a Judy Niemeyer, you can definitely do my flag. It is very it's very beginner.
Yeah, I just got to build time to do it, like anything else.
Yeah.
Because there's just so many fun projects and never enough time.
Absolutely. Before I
Right.
jumped on here, I loaded a quilt. I was like, well, probably shouldn't long arm today on the live, but look at this beautiful quilt that came in.
Oh, that's fun.
She made just the coolest thing. It's a really fun pattern. I don't know the pattern, so don't ask because I don't know. But look at these fabrics.
I love those stars. That looks great.
I love the colors that she chose. And so I'm going to try and get that going sometime today. I'll probably be up super late tonight, just unable to sleep with all the fireworks. So I might as well quilt.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I won't stay up too late tonight because I have to go to work tomorrow. So, hoo. But yeah, I think it's fun watching, all these quilts coming that you get to long arm because you get to see so many different styles and colors and everything else that I don't get to see necessarily because I'm doing all my own stuff. And, we all have our own style and I tend to stick with bright and bold and colorful and not everybody's the same way. So yeah, it's a lot of fun to see what comes in.
I feel like I keep saying this, but the best quilts are the ones that you don't want to send back to the owner. You're like,
I'm
"No,
sure.
I really want to send this back. It's so beautiful." But it's also the quilts that you see fabric that you probably never would have paired together. Like I feel like being a long armor has already changed me and my piecing because I'm like, ooh, this would be a fun background instead of always choosing what I always choose. I'm starting to think outside my own box because I'm like, well, I saw it on that quilt and it looked great. And so it's like less scary to go with the unknown.
Yeah.
And then like Cafe. I've done a few Cafe quilts recently and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've always loved Cafe fabric on the bolt. Like I will look at them all day and I'm like, that's gorgeous. But I have not bought any because I'm just like, well, I don't really know how to cut that up and put it in a quilt. Like, how do I showcase these big blocks and it look okay? And I've had a few come in and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. Why have I not made a cave quilt yet? It's just so beautiful. And so, yeah, long arming has really, it's pushed me, I think, and made me groan a little bit on my own quilts, which is cool.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. Like I don't have, obviously I don't long arm because I don't own one, but I get the same sort of inspiration when I go to a quilt show.
Yeah.
So, but you get to do that at home pretty much every
Yeah.
day. Because do you get a lot of quilts each month?
Yeah, I mean, I've been getting in a lot. Like, it's been going really well, and I'm thankful that people are like, "Oh, I'm gonna send it to Beth." And I'm like, "Really? You're gonna trust me with your quilt?" And it's been really cool because a lot of people are like, "I trust you. Do what you think's gonna look good." And so whenever I get that creative freedom, I'm like, I get so giddy. I'm like, "Oh, that's great," because it just opens up all the possibilities. And I feel like when you see a quilt, my mind instantly goes to, oh, what's going to look good on there? What thread color? How dense is it going to be? And so when I kind of have that creative freedom, I can let my mind kind of roam and have fun. I mean, it's great too when they're like, okay, this is what I want, and that's great too. But oh my gosh, the ones that come in and they're like, just do what you want. I'm like, really? Really? I can do what I want on here? And you trust me? So yeah, it's been really fun. I've gotten quite a bit so far. In the past like month, I've done probably 10 quilts or so. Um, and so yeah, it's going really well. And I'm very thankful to everyone who has sent me their quilts. I just have so much fun with it.
That's great. Yeah, I think it's awesome. Like, because you and I have talked, I think, since the beginning, like, like you were getting ready to consider buying a long arm, and I'm just super excited that you have been so successful with it. And it's always fun to see, what you're doing and everything else. And it's just great to see that you've been successful at that. Um, let's see. Christine says, I always learn something from you, Beth, when I watch your long arm. Yeah, I do too, even though I know next to nothing about long arms. Adam Quilts popped in and asked what we're working on. I am working on a trash truck block. I'm actually doing one in red right now because it's going to be part of a quilt for my nephew. And then you are working pretty well on your
My little
tail.
snail guy. He's so cute. It's a little snail on a mushroom. He's so cute.
Yeah, you're
I've
doing
got
really good with that.
3 pieces done, and I'm on number 4 right now. So we're gonna try and get a good section of him done today.
Excellent.
I
Okay.
get sidetracked with something else later this month.
And Laura says, sounds good, Beth, expanding your creativity. Yeah, absolutely. I think, seeing what other people get up to definitely does. And that's one reason I like having my Discord group so I can see what other people get up to, because seeing other stuff always helps you grow as a crafter, in my opinion, at least. Susan says she has some cafe. I can't pronounce it. Fabrics in the New York beauty blocks and making. Okay, that sounds great. What is everybody else working on today? Is everyone else sewing today, or just hanging out and listening? Okay, so we've got that. We're actually making pretty good progress on this.
Yes, we are. I feel like we're both just rocking. Hey.
And is the sewing machine view looking good for everybody? Okay, Sheila says, quote, to Stephanie, I love the flag, Lorna for our front door. If you haven't seen that yet, definitely head over to Stephanie's channel and see that she's made this beautiful flag, that hanging thing for your front door. It was really, really fun to watch her put that together. So yeah, check out all my friends' channels. There's so many of them here. Jan says she's getting ready for bed. Yeah, I figured you would be because it's getting pretty late where she is.
Good night, Jan.
I appreciate you hanging out with us for a little while. Okay. All right, a couple of you guys, looks like Mary Jo and Jean are going to have fun on their long arms later today.
Woo!
Christine's working on a scrappy strip quilt and bag making. Jaybird's quilts recently purchased Lazy Girl Designs and discovered the bag patterns. Good morning, Martha. It is good to see you this morning. She has her daughter with her today, so that's always a lot of fun. Katie Krause will be working on quilts for her nephew and great niece. Need the coffee to kick in first. Yeah, you're not wrong there. Laura's been cutting out family photos, etc., to put inside a Victorian journal tomorrow. We'll be starting my cross-stitch beginner's whale piece as well. So that'll be a lot of fun. Laura's going to be joining me on Saturday morning, and we're going to be hanging out and having a good time as well. So yeah, hopefully we'll get to see a lot of you on Saturday morning as well. All right, so Sheila's working on a block swap, making Jacob's ladder pattern. Good morning, Naomi. She says, I'm still in bed listening. That's great. And that's the beauty of this. You can watch on your phone, your TV, or wherever. So yeah, if you haven't quite rolled out of bed yet, that's just fine. We're happy to have you. Okay. So that's the back end of the trash truck.
Oh, nice.
And then that's the front.
Oh, no, you're going quick on that.
Yeah, it comes together pretty quickly. It's a nice little pattern. Yeah, it doesn't take very long, thankfully. All right. Martha Kangaroo will be up on Instagram tomorrow. Okay, that must be something that Pam is doing. Stephanie's working on an FPP turtle. Yes, we've got all sorts of fun stuff. Oh, did Stephen pop in? Okay, yeah, Stephen's here. Hi, all watching, but I'm binding a Halloween quilt, so can't chat. Happy 4th to you all from Canada. And he was here with me on Saturday morning. We had a great chat. I learned a lot about Canada when he was on with me. So if you haven't seen that video and you want something else to watch later in the day, definitely go check that out. If anyone else here has a live later today, let me know in the chat so we can promote you. I don't know who else is going live today. I think Stephanie has something later today, but I'm not going to testify to that because I could be wrong.
Yeah, we've got a busy day. We're going to go to the pool in a little bit, and then we're going to come back and have lunch and naps, and then we're going to go to Gigi and Pa's house and do a splash pad and fireworks and grill out and get all of the kids' energy out, which seems to be endless. I mean, yesterday we were at the pool for several hours, and they came and took a nap, and it was great. And then once they woke up, they were recharged. I took them outside for like 4 hours, and they were still hopping off the walls when they came inside. I'm like, where do these kids source their energy from?
I know. I'd love to know that.
Like the sun energizes them instead of the opposite.
Yeah, that's how Finley is, our little beagle dachshund mix. Like, she'll run around like a crazy dog. She'll fall asleep, and then she'll get up and be all ready to go again. So one day she was like driving us batty, so I took her for like a 3-mile walk, and I figured, oh, that'll wear her out. Yeah, and it did for about 20 minutes.
That's nice.
Brenda says she's quilting on my flag I did with Jean Brittenham. Captain Stitch is also doing Lisa Twilight Stars optional block swap of tea quilts and Tula EPP Queen of Diamond. Oh wow, okay, that's, yeah. I'm tired just thinking about all that. So yeah, I'd love to see pictures of all that stuff when you're done. That's a lot. Meredith says solar power. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe the kids get charged by solar.
Maybe it is. And water, because we've been playing with water. Maybe they just need, just like a plant, they just need some sun and some water and they're good to go.
We are getting very, very, very close to the end.
Doesn't that feel so good?
It does, yes.
Out to get a block together and it's like, yes.
Does this all fit together? Let's see. You never know. Yeah, that's very true, Martha. She says if we could only bottle that as adults, all the quilts we would do, and the money we'd make, like if we could find some way to bottle that energy and sell it, we'd all be gazillionaires. Like we'd put Red Bull and all those energy companies out of business.
Right. And they do it on like fruit snacks and like they don't even eat, this crazy meal. You'll make a whole bunch of food and they'll eat like one portion of something small and they're great. They thrive. I'm like, gosh, if I don't eat a full meal, I am just not a good human for the rest of the day.
Yeah. All right. Good morning, Debbie. It's good to see you. She says she's squaring up 2-inch half square triangles. That sounds like fun. Jan says she wished we had sunshine here, freezing, lots of rain and hail, thunder, lightning will swap. Yeah, we had a bunch of storms roll through here last night, but it's not been freezing. That was last month when we went to the baseball game. It's supposed to be 75 and sunny, and it ended up being like 58 and windy as heck.
Were you dressed for the for that weather or not?
Oh, I was in a t-shirt and shorts. I went with what the weatherman said. Silly me, I won't make that mistake a second time. Yeah, they the team store, where they sell the merchandise and that sort of stuff there. I mean, I think they sold more jumpers and jackets and that in June than they probably ever have in their history. So
they were conspiring with the weatherman. That was their plan all along.
It must have been like the poor man had to run downstairs into the storeroom to get more jackets. I don't think he was real pleased.
That's funny.
All right. So that's one of my little wheels.
Oh, that is so cute. You're going to have your sister record his reaction when he opens.
I know. Absolutely.
That's my favorite part.
Yes. That was my favorite part, like when we did those quilts for your kids and just seeing Addie and Louise and Dad all just get so excited to see the quilts that we made for them.
And they are just, oh my gosh, they love them. The other night, Addie had an accident in his bed. And so I was remaking his bed and I'm like, do we really need 20 blankets in your bed right now? Because then if you have another accident, then you have to wash all these 20 things again. I was like, let's kind of dial this down and we'll fold some of them and put them on your chair. And, they won't all be on your bed. And so I started folding them up and I took the one that you guys made and he was like, no, mom. No, mom. That one's got Spider-Man on it. Because there's one with Spider-Man fabric in the pocket. He was like, no, I need that one in my bed. And I'm like, okay. So he was very adamant that one stays in his bed. So they are very well loved over here, still to this day.
No, they were just so precious that night. I think it was back, what was it, early March, I think we did that.
Yeah, because it was before Archie got here.
Yeah.
Very shortly before.
Yeah, because you and I sewed I think it was clue 1 of the village green together, and then we did that at the end. Donna came on with us, and and Courtney, because
which you need to do that again. We need to sew some cotton cuts together again. That was really fun.
Yes, that you and I will talk about that. If you're willing to come on and do that with me at some point, I would love to have you back, whether it's for Carnival or Village Green. Just but you and I will talk about that and work that out. That'll be a lot of fun. Apparently, I'm sorry to hear that, Yvonne. She says her back's throughout, so she'll be laying around and watching YouTube. Well, we've got plenty of content here, both here on my channel and Beth. Beth has a bunch of cool stuff to watch. So We are very, very sorry to hear that your backs went out, but at least, we can hopefully entertain you and make you feel better that way. Yeah, that happens here once in a while, so I know it's not fun. Okay, let's make sure we put this on the right way. Okay, she said, thanks, will be okay after a while. Yeah, it's still not fun though. I feel for you. Okay, let's see. Pat Strawhouse says, sunny and hot here. Friend just messaged that her pool opens at 1. If I can get moving, I'll hitch my trailer right home yesterday after a month of camping and quilting retreat. Yeah, I think she went to the quilting retreat there in Pennsylvania with Donna and company. And that looked like a lot of fun too.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, I watched her live last night and saw all the shenanigans they got up to.
I don't think I would get much sewing done with that group.
No.
I would go home with a lot of fabric bought from the shops and little done on my to-do list. That's for sure. It looked so fun.
Well, when I went to like that area in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, there's so many wonderful quilt shops up there. We went there 5 summers ago, and yeah, there was just so much stuff. I could have come back with so much more. I was very controlled. My stepmom was not so lucky, however, but in her defense, the fabric down in Australia is like 3 or 4 times the cost it is here. So, I mean, she just stocked up and figured that'll keep me going for quite some time. So, I mean, if I was in her situation, I would have done exactly the same thing.
Plus shipping too. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Imagine. We're definitely very lucky.
Oh, we are. Yeah, because the last time I went down there, went to these quilt shops and looked at the fabric, and it's the same stuff you buy here, but instead of being $10, $12 a yard, it was like 25 or so US dollars. I was like, yeah, I'm not buying any of that.
Wow.
I'll just wait till I get back to the US.
Yeah, my local quilt shop actually has a huge collection of Aboriginal prints. And every time I see them, I'm like, oh, Sean would just love this.
Well, send me some pictures. I can always add to the collection.
Yeah, oh my gosh, it would be perfect. There's so many. She does a really good job at stocking like a wide variety of stuff. She's got Aboriginal and like African prints and stuff. It's really amazing.
I really want to go to that store because, I mean, I follow them on Instagram and Facebook and all that sort of stuff there, and they always just have the neatest stuff. And if they weren't an 18-hour drive away, I would definitely come over and visit.
Well, someday you're going to have to, because you can hit her shop, you can go to Angela's shop, then you can go to Missouri Star Quilt Company all in one day, or call it a weekend and have barbecue while you're at it, and it is the best time.
Yeah. Look at this sometime. There's so many places I need to go.
Yeah.
Make it out there one day.
She's actually moving down. So she's in like a strip mall. She's actually moving a few doors down, and she's moving into this giant, it's like 12,000 square feet. And then there's
wow.
It is going to be the biggest quilt shop. I mean, I'm so excited. She just started all the demo, and they're going to be like renovating, because it used to be this old like travel agency, and so they have to get it how they want it before they move in. But oh my goodness, it's giant.
And that's so great to hear, because a lot of the retail sector is disappearing, but it's great to see that a small business like hers, because she's only had it open 2 years or so, is that right?
Exactly. Yeah, she's going on 2 years. I think their birthday bash is on the 15th. So
okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. There's gonna be like food and drink and swag bags and
yeah, I need to have a chat to you about some stuff from her shop anyway, to see if you have something I might need. So you and I will talk about that later.
Absolutely.
For a couple of different projects.
I'm really chugging along on this block. Feeling pretty good here.
I am almost done with this one too. So All right. Yeah, these come together really nicely. For anyone that hopped in late, what I'm working on is a garbage truck block from Quilts and Nice Stuff, and it's an Etsy store that this lady from Germany has. And you can buy the individual blocks for about $3 and some change US. I just threw the link up in the description, into the chat. So that way, if you want to go take a look, you can. And yeah, she just has all different stuff. There's vehicles, there's, yeah, just all sorts of cool stuff. So, right, postage is going up next Friday. Yeah, international postage is no fun, as Laura was saying. And then you're doing the new cotton cuts thing later this month, correct? The carnival?
Yes, I'm doing the Tula colorway, which I believe Ian's doing the large one and I'm doing the small one.
Yes.
So that I'm really excited.
Yeah, that should be a lot of fun.
It's such a great company. Like it's such a great team to be part of. Robin is just the sweetest. It's really cool to see her on your channel sewing with you.
Yes, yeah, and I didn't realize it, but yeah, she was not a sewer. And yeah, because I originally asked her to come onto the channel to sew a clue, and she's like, I don't sew. And I'm like, you work for Cotton Cuts. Like, what do you mean you don't sew? And we talked back and forth because she was helping me set it up with Kim. And then I finally talked her into coming on and doing one of the gnomes.
Yeah.
And yeah, she loves it now. Like, she's all about the sewing. So, I think it's great that we talked her into it as well. Melissa Fieldhouse says, I'm currently looking for Aboriginal fabric. Definitely check out the store that Beth is talking about. It is called KC Makers, and I'll grab the website for you real quick. It's kcmakerstudios.com, but let me just throw it in the chat real quick because yeah, apparently they have a wonderful selection. So yeah, definitely go check it out because yeah, like I find it at my quilt shop once in a while, but I haven't seen it there in quite some time. So yeah, if KC has it, I would definitely consider doing that as well. So
yeah, she's got, and it's a pretty extensive collection. It's amazing.
Yeah. All right. Oh, we're going to put the back of the truck on. And then we'll go ahead and wrap things up because I don't want to keep you here too long because you got other stuff to do.
Yeah, we're going to go in the pool today. Pray that I don't burn any more than I have this week already.
Yeah. Sunscreen is a must for us fair skinned folk.
True statement.
Laura says, great, you got someone in the sewing bug. Yeah, I'm happy. I love to inspire others where I can. And you guys inspire me too, I can tell you that, because one of the reasons I started the channel was to have someone keep me accountable and actually get stuff done. So you guys do a lot for me just as much as I do for everybody else. Okay. Good morning and happy 4th, everyone, says Ruth, and it's good to see you. This is my friend Beth, and we're getting ready to finish up in a few minutes, but you can always go back and watch the replay for anything that you missed. And we just figured we'd just come on, catch up, because we haven't had a chance to really sit there and chat to each other for a few months since before she had her last baby in March or February? February. Okay. The year's flying by. I can't keep track of it all, so.
Neither.
Okay, so we're going to, all I have to do is add the borders around the edge, but this is the red trash truck.
Yeah. That looks so good.
It's it's a fun block. I think it turned out really nicely. And then, yeah, I just need to add some white borders around the edge. It'll end up looking like this, just with red.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm going to put a bunch of those together into a quilt for my nephew. He's going to love it. He absolutely loves trash trucks. So that's going to be a lot of fun there. So how did you do with your progress?
I'm doing pretty well. I have one more on this little piece, and then I just have 3 more foundations, and then I piece it together and I've got my snail. But I got a whole bunch. I got this big one with the mushroom, and then some pieces of his body. I think this is so cool. So so that's like the top of his body, and then this is the underneath of his like slugness. But that's
Oh,
why I
okay.
love making fabric. But isn't that so fun?
Oh, it is. And you always get to find, you can use little scraps and all that sort of stuff there too, which I think is great.
Yeah, it's great. Oh my gosh, I love it.
All right. So do you have anything coming up on your channel? I know we talked earlier and you don't schedule a whole lot, unfortunately, but do you have anything coming up?
Well, I'm sitting on some footage for the Quilt Fest. I know that was like 2 weeks ago now, but one day it's going to be on there, so just wait. And then I do know that Becca's releasing a video today, I believe, of her new pattern, and I long armed it, and so that's really exciting. So
Mhm.
go check that out. It's a really pretty pattern, and I kind of want to make it now. So be on the lookout for that because
Is that like the big star, like the one big blocks? Yeah, I
yeah,
saw. Where did I see that last night? I think. Oh, it might have been on Donna's at the retreat.
yeah.
That thing looks fun. Yeah, I mean, I might have to jump on board at some point. 10 years from now when I have time, and make that myself. But yeah, that's a beautiful pattern. Yeah, so definitely check out Becca's video when that comes out. That'll be a lot of fun. Um, so you have that. Yeah, and you long done something else for her recently too, didn't you?
I did. I did her Tula Pink one. She did that layer cake challenge with Tiffany and Ian and
Mm-hmm.
Lisa. And I was just so blessed to be able to long arm it. And it was so beautiful. I was like, really? Do you really want this back? You don't want it back. I'll keep it for you. But yeah, she wanted it back, and it ended up being really, really good. So it's been a lot of fun collaborating with her on her quilts and stuff.
Oh, absolutely. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah. So, and yeah, definitely check out Beth's channel if you haven't beforehand. We'll throw Beth's link in real quick if you haven't seen it. And then for me, I will have my video come out on Thursday for the Whip Journal. And I think Tamika's here, the author of this book. It's a fun little journal.
Oh, cool.
And you can fill out your stuff. I'm sorry for my chicken scratch. For each of the quilts that you're working on, and it took you put down when you started, when you finished it, and I haven't been able to put too many finishes in it, but it is what it is. And then she sent this to me, and she was very gracious and is going to have send one to a lucky viewer. So keep an eye out for that video Thursday for the giveaway, so that way you have a chance to win one of these books. And then if you don't win, the books are fairly inexpensive. I think it's $5.99 on Amazon as well, and it's about 100 pages. So I mean, you can do a lot of projects and keep track of it all. I think this is a cool little book, so keep an eye out for that. We'll have my live on Saturday morning as usual. We'll have Laura Fuller from Laura Fuller Earth and Art will be joining me to hang out for a little while, and then podcast on Sunday as usual. So did you have anything else that you wanted to say before we run away?
Just have a happy 4th of July and be safe. Don't be blowing up your fingers or anything, okay?
Exactly. That's very, very good advice. Let me just make sure we didn't miss anything. Okay, yeah, people are going to come back and watch the replay. Happy 4th, everybody. Okay, yeah, I think we'll go ahead and say goodbye to everybody. Thank you so much for joining me on this Tuesday, 4th of July. I thought it'd be fun just to hang out for a little while with all my quilty friends and also catch up with my good friend Beth. So go over and check out her channel. Happy sewing, stay safe, have a good 4th, and we'll see you all in the next video. Bye.